Will a one hero limit fix quick play? That's an interesting question and I'd like to talk about it today. Now, a while ago I made a video about the it's only quick play problem, and to summarize, basically people have been complaining a little bit that quick play is kind of full of trolls, full of people who don't really want to work together, and full of hero stacking that can lead to an unpleasant gaming experience. And in that video I talked a little bit about different ways or different mentalities of people, how they approach quick play. On one side of the spectrum, you have people who want to just fool around. They want to relax, kind of do their own thing. They don't really care too much about winning. They just want to have some fun. And on the other side of the spectrum, you have people who really want to win in quick play. They want to work together as a team and actually try to win in the game. And you can see how this can lead to some conflicts in game where people are not getting the gaming experience that they kind of hope for. Well, it seems like Blizzard's solution to this is to enforce a one hero limit in regular quick play and sort of move all the quote for fun stuff over to something called the arcade, where you can do no limits like how quick play has always been with hero stacking and such. You can do 1v1s, 3v3s, and also all the brawls, past brawls, and also future brawls will be there as well. I think this is a pretty interesting solution because most people seem to have wanted an unranked mode. They didn't really want quick play to change, they just wanted a new mode, like an unranked mode that they could take a little bit more seriously but not really risk SR or any sort of rank. Now, to me, this says a few things about where Blizzard wants to take this game. The first is trying to encourage people to play different heroes, and by quote encourage I mean more like force people to play different heroes. As soon as someone locks Sombra in the first week when she's out, well, kind of tough luck, you can't really play Sombra that round, I'm sorry. Now, if you tried to play Sombra in quick play in the PTR, you will know this feeling. As soon as someone locks Sombra, people start leaving the match because they don't get to play Sombra because she's the new hero. And I feel like this is going to happen a lot when she's actually going to be released. And now, why that can be kind of frustrating for people who don't get to play their favorite hero, I'm hoping that it'll make people consider other heroes. Heroes that may be good for team composition, or just heroes that maybe they've never tried, because everyone keeps insta-locking Hanzo, insta-locking Widowmaker, insta-locking McCree or something. And this leads to something that I'm a little bit concerned about. Now, this may just be because I'm at a certain rank. I'm only at about gold rank, and that's sort of reflected in quick play as well. And if you have this problem, please let me know. If whatever your rank is, if you're higher or lower, let me know if this happens. But it seems like a lot of people like to play DPS. They like to play 5 DPS, and the last person is sort of stuck being the healer because the team needs a healer. And while sometimes this team composition could work, most of the time it doesn't. Everyone's really spread out, it's hard for people to stay alive, and nothing really gets accomplished. It almost feels like a skirmishing mode. I'm not sure if this new one hero limit is going to make people think about team composition that way, because again, they might use the excuse, oh, it's just quick play, let me play the DPS here, I just want to practice DPS, or just play DPS for fun. They are maybe not willing to switch in order to make a better team composition, so I'm not sure how this is going to play out. It's a little unfortunate that tanks and healers can be sometimes a little underappreciated, because their main job is to really amplify the effect of their DPS, and the DPS heroes are kind of like the glory heroes, right? The glory roles. They get all the kills, they get to do all the cool plays, and as a healer or a tank, you do have a big effect on the game, but it might not be apparent to everyone playing. Now, personally for me, I hope that more people start to play tanks and support roles in order to make the team comp a little bit more balanced so that everyone can work together as a team and enjoy themselves. I think that's one of the things that I learned when playing in competitive, that yes, sometimes I won't be able to play DPS, but working together as a team is such an amazing feeling that I'm hoping people will take that to quick play, even though that they don't have to, because it's just quick play. I'm hoping more people will start to think about this kind of thing when they choose their heroes and when they play quick play. So the second thing this one hero limit change might do is to help Blizzard focus on hero balance and their design philosophy. At first, it seemed like Blizzard wanted to balance the game with hero stacking in mind, because that's how they released the game, right? But perhaps they realized that it's going to be very difficult to do that, to balance the game for stacking and for a one hero limit mode in competitive. With quick play and competitive now having very similar rule sets with the one hero limit, it might be easier to balance the game for a larger percentage of the player base. Now, I'm not discrediting the other game modes in arcade. I think they'll be lots of fun to play, and it'll be a nice change of pace when you don't want to play the more serious game modes. But by creating this arcade mode separation in the first place, you can kind of tell that quick play and competitive will be the main focus of Overwatch, and that more resources can be put into that since that's where a lot of the people are. That's where most of the people are going to be. If the game is more balanced, I think it could improve the quality of games in both quick play and competitive, and that's a win-win, right? Now, the last thing that this one hero limit change could possibly do is make Overwatch a better esport, and let me explain this a little bit. So I've been playing Team Fortress 2 for a really long time, almost 7 to 8 years now, and I usually just play regular casuals, a casual 12v12 match. But recently Valve has added an official 6v6 competitive mode. The thing is, casual TF2 and competitive TF2 play very, very differently, so if you only play casuals, you might not really understand how competitive TF2 is played at all. This can be for a number of reasons. First off is the team size. 12v12 and 6v6 play very, very differently, and also the different types of maps that are played. Usually, at least for me, I like to play a lot of payload in casuals, but in competitive, they play a lot of 5CP, which plays very differently. From a spectator's point of view, this can be a little bit confusing if you only play casuals and you want to watch competitive. But with Overwatch, now with the new rule set of 1 hero limits, if you only play quick play, you can still sort of watch competitive Overwatch. Now there are some differences of course, like each team gets to attack and defend in certain types of game modes, and King of the Hill is played as a best out of 5 instead of a best out of 3. But still, the quick play experience and the competitive experience are going to be even closer, which closes that gap and makes it so that if you only play quick play, you can still enjoy competitive Overwatch. Now I'm not sure if this will happen, but let's say someone likes to play quick play and they also like to watch competitive. I'm wondering after watching competitive if they're thinking, that's a pretty interesting strategy that they did, or that's a pretty interesting team comp that they did. Maybe I can try that in my casual matches in quick play. I'm not saying that that strategy is guaranteed to work because the pros did it, but I'm hoping that it gets people to think about the team-oriented aspect of this game and maybe approach the game in a more team-oriented way because that's how it's being played at the highest level and it's entertaining to watch. And it's also relatable because they can be done, that kind of teamwork can be done in your regular quick play match. So those are some of my thoughts on this 1 hero limit that's going to come to quick play. I'm actually kind of excited about this because it opens up an arcade section of the game that allows you to really experience different types of things. But what about you? What do you think about this 1 hero limit in quick play? And do you think it'll improve the quality of games that we see in the future? Let me know in the comments below. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.